Whether it be the war in Syria, the cholera outbreak in Yemen, or the persecution of Rohingya, humanitarian problems defined the year 2017. I spoke to the president of the Turkish Red Crescent, Kerem Kinik, about the challenges of sending aid and his prospects for the year ahead. I'm Omer Kablan, and this is One-on-One Express. When people normally think of famine, they would think of Africa, countries like Ethiopia, Somalia. But right now, the world is talking about Syria, the world is talking about Yemen. So can we say that the Middle East, too, is now on the brink of famine?
Sure, but not only the Middle East. The starving and malnutrition and the food insecurity available even inside the United States for the poor people, low-income people. So around 1 billion people suffering because of the famine across the globe, and this is unbalanced, unfortunately. Annually, we are producing 4 billion tons of food, but we are throwing 1.3 million tons of food to waste. So this is not good for our future.
According to the United Nations Global Humanitarian Assistance Report, Turkey is the second largest donor in the world. What does this say overall about Turkey's humanitarian aid efforts, and how does it impact Turkish NGOs like the Turkish Red Crescent?
If you compare with the generosity, I mean the allocation ratio from the GDP, Turkey is the first. So that is our duty as a mankind. So we are hosting around 4 million refugees in Turkey. So they need humanitarian basic assistance. So we have to provide them for saving the future of next generation.
I've been to Syria as well, and the people, Jarablus, for example, and a lot of refugees are now returning back home. And a lot of them are very thankful to Turkey, the Turkish government, NGOs like the Turkish Red Crescent. My colleagues who've been to Palestine or some of the most remote areas in the world, like Somalia, have told me that people there also have a lot of gratefulness towards Turkey. What do you have to say about Turkey's involvement in these issues?
You are right. Actually, Turkey, not only for our humanitarian actors, Turkey as a whole state and a nation representing the oppressed people in the world. So they are trying to protect their human basic rights, not only for the Muslims, also even Christians or the pagans. So we are trying to reach to South Sudan, affected areas, remote areas.
I just wanted to ask you, when volunteers get to a place that's dangerous, where they see things that could be seen as traumatic, how do they deal with this psychologically?
At the end, we are human, so we are affecting. I don't know how many kids also died on my also arms. So it's impossible to
So at that
keep
point,
yourself, yeah.
What do you feel when a child has died from malnourishment or from an illness in your hands? What do you feel at that point?
The very first advanced emotion, I'm criticizing myself, and I'm evaluating myself. If we provide in advance some humanitarian assistance, maybe we can save this life.
And finally, I'd just like to ask you, 2017 has finished now, is finishing. What are your prospects for 2018? What do you project will happen in 2018 and years to come?
The states allocating trillions of the dollars for killing the people in the defense sector, but very, very few billions for saving the lives. So we have to push as the civil society and we have to put upon pressure on our on the states, policymakers, for creating more hope for the human suffering.
Mr. Kerem Kinik, thank you very much for your insight.